Hello and welcome. Today, I'm going to be talking about examples of power creep within the Battle Cats. Before I discuss examples, what even is power creep? Power creep is defined by a character, weapon, or any other mechanic in a game, usually once great in a game, becoming weaker either because of either something new being added to a game, or because the environment surrounding a mechanic changes into one where it's no longer suitable. To give a quick example, let's look at competitive Pokemon. Smogon, the most popular unofficial competitive Pokemon scene, has singles metagames for every generation that's split into tiers so that any Pokemon can compete. OU being the highest and Ubers being sort of the banned list with their own metagame. In Generation 1, Tauros is seen as one of the best Pokemon in the OU tier due to the high power Tauros has compared to other Pokemon, the mechanics of Generation 1, and the surrounding metagame favoring normal types. However, as the generations went on, Tauros fell through the cracks because it couldn't keep up with the ever-changing metagame. Now before I talk about examples of power creep in the Battle Cats, why not give this video a like if you enjoy it and maybe even subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, as it helps out with the channel a lot. With that out of the way, let's talk about probably one of the most famous examples of power creep in the Battle Cats. Miyamoku Musashi is the 4th legend unit unlocked in the Stories of Legend and used to be one of the best non-Uber Wave Immune units due to his high health and damage, which have been even more exemplified in his true form, gaining the Zombie Killer ability, a 30% chance to freeze relic enemies, and a 31.5% boost to both of his attack and health, putting him at 55k health and damage. Musashi is probably one of the most famous examples of power creep in the game because in the version 10.0 update, the cat food special units all gain talents. Unlike any other units that gained attack and health talents, which normally got a 20% boost, the special cat food units gained an 80% boost at the maximum level. Dancer Cat went from a great unit to use in 4-star stages to one of the best wave immune units in the game, along with being a great ranged attacker. Talented Dancer Cat at level 30 alone does more damage than a heroic Musashi of the same level and is nearly as tanky. Another advantage that Dancer had was you can get to above level 30 before beating Stories of Legend, meaning at level 40, a Dancer could deal nearly 50% more damage than heroic Musashi and was slightly tankier. Once you can get an Awakened Musashi to level 40, you can always just get a Dancer Cat to level 50 and get better results. A level 50 Dancer Cat deals 58,000 damage compared to Awakened Musashi's 55,000. Granted, it only had 43,000 health, but keep in mind this, Dancer Cat is less than half the price of Musashi, has 36% more DPS, and what seals the coffin for Musashi is that by the time you can get a second Musashi out, you could have gotten 7 Dancers out, with the 8th being over halfway ready for deployment. Also, to add on, the only wave attackers that Musashi outranges that Dancer can't is the Mammoth and the Collab unit. The only level where I could think of having Musashi as the better choice of a wave immune attacker is on floor 33 of the Infernal Tower, since Manic Dark outranges only Dancer, and the existence of Zappy means that Z killers are important. However, if you have an almighty Anubis, you could just use him instead since his stats are better in every regard, even at level 30 without NP investment. As someone who has been playing this game for half a decade, with the year-and-a-half hiatus from 2018 to 2020, I remember all of the meme posts and all the tier lists putting Kazajizo being one of, if not the best Uber in the game. However, as the game has gone on, Kazajizo's unique ability to be a spammable mid-range DPS unit has sort of decreased. At level 30, Kazajizo has 2,074 DPS and against Black and Angel enemies has 6,222 to 8,296 depending on how many Void and Heaven fruits you have. He was so great because it was a lot easier to spam compared to another good spammable attacker, Salon and then Cyborg Cat, who was more expensive and had half the DPS. The first true competition Jizo faced was with the version 8.2 update when Cameraman gained talents. While Cameraman was already a decent attacker, the boost that talents gave Cameraman an attack of 6,732, which when compared with Jizo's is almost the exact same as Jizo's 6,800 damage at level 30. Cameraman also now had a DPS of 1,918, which was only around 160 less than Jizo's. Cameraman was also cheaper, meaning your wallet wasn't chewed up as much. While Jizo still had 3,000 more health than Cameraman, even after being talented, and still had higher range. While Jizo was still a great cheap attacker, the real power creep that Jizo faced came rather recently. Just by saying version 11.5, you can already guess who I'll be talking about. In case you don't know who I'm talking about though, It's Courier Cat. Courier Cat is better than Kasajizo in every way besides bulk, where they were basically equal, and recharge speed and standing range. Courier can still attack or range farther from Jizo because of Courier's long distance attack. Courier's DPS is 60% higher than Jizo's, having 3.3k DPS. While it is true in both cases with Cameraman and Courier that Jizo is better when tackling their specific niche of massive damage against Blackened Angels, Courier is just better than Jizo 90% of the time. The biggest point in Courier's favor is that it's a no gacha unit. For longer viewers who have watched my ongoing No Gacha series, you will know that Courier has single-handedly made several levels possible, but even if you're just playing a casual save, Courier could easily be unlocked by Into the Future Chapter 2 if you play the Behemoth culling stages. While Kasajizo is still a good cheap attacker and uber, he has fallen from grace as one of the best generalists in the game. Units aren't the only thing that could be a victim of power creep. Cat combos can easily be overshadowed by other ones, but none face the true fall of Cool Japan and Sister Act. For the longest time, these combos were regarded as some of the best combos in the game, as Cool Japan was a medium attack up combo that took 4 slots and Sister Act was an attack small combo. What was special about these combos was that besides one other attack combo, which was a small attack combo that still took up the same amount of space as Cool Japan did, they were the only attack combos to not require an uber rare. On older guides with some stages, where you can have some wiggle room for extra units, almost always use Cool Japan because having a 15% increase in the attack was nothing to scoff at. Sister Act only needing 2 slots still gave a 10% attack boost, but the catch was you need the hard to come by unit Neneko, who wasn't always available in the gacha pool. However, in version 10.6, the Little Cutter combo was added. This was an attack small combo featuring Lil Brave and Power Cutter Cat. However, it was only some slight competition for a good attack combo since the Gordon units weren't always in the capsule. What did add a lot of competition for a good attack combo was a combo added in version 10.10, this being Tiny Ancient Hunt, where you only needed Little Dragon and Masai Cat. Masai Cat being the evolved form of Pogo Cat, who was a unit most players would have by the mid-game, where these sorts of combos become more important, and the lucky ticket events came around every 2 months or so, and such events lasting for 2 weeks, giving players ample time to get the Lil Cats. While 4 updates ago in version 10.6, the possibility for a 4-slot 20% uberless attack boost came around, it only got easier in this update. However, what I think set the nail in the coffin for the Sister Act combo, but especially Cool Japan, was that in version 11.2, the Gordon units were always available in the gacha pool regardless if they were on the banner or not. The only real strength Cool Japan has over any other attack combo is that it can be accessed relatively early if a player got Sushi Cat early and had used the 290 cat food to buy Ninja Cat, Sumo Cat, and Samurai Cat. Maybe if Neneko and friends became permanent additions to the gacha sets, Sister Act could be a good combo again, in terms of accessibility of course. Those are just some examples of power creep within the Battle Cats. As the game continues to be updated, many examples of something suffering from power creep will arrive. What do you think is another example of power creep in the game? Let me know in the comments down below, and remember to like the video if you haven't already, and subscribe to the channel as it helps out a lot. Anyways, have a wonderful day everyone.